Hey guys, what's going on? So I've put together 10 techniques to give you some ideas of different things to do with your drone, different types of shots to do. I've also included some instruction with how to use the controller to get these shots. So guys, let's just get right into it. So the first shot we're going for is just some general flying, but adding some flair to it. So you get yourself up to a height that you're happy with. You have a good view of the skyline, you have a good view of the forest, whatever it is that you're shooting. And now you just want to get an awesome shot. So don't just sit there with the drone. Don't just get up there and act like you're a tripod. Don't just pan the camera. What you want to do, you want to fly in a direction of interest. And as you're flying forwards towards that direction, you want to do a dolly to your left or right and a pan. So what you're doing is creating interest by adding more movement, sort of like a circular motion when it all plays together. And what that does is it gives you a sense of movement, not just in one direction, but in multiple directions, seeing more of what's around you rather than just flying straight and having the same line of sight the entire time. The second shot doesn't take a ton of technique in terms of flying. You just need to get yourself high enough and look straight down at whatever it is that you're flying over. Now from here, either move forward, back, left, right, but the goal is to have that straight down bird's eye view shot of whatever it is you're looking at. To add more interest to this, add a dolly left or right and a pan, just like in the first shot that we were talking about, and you'll create even more level of interest on the subject that you're flying around. Number 3 is similar to the last shot, but instead of looking straight down, you want to look eye level with whatever it is that you're shooting. So you want to get down almost eye level or just above, and then what you're going to do is move sideways left or right. So you're going to dolly left or right. The goal of this is to basically make your foreground move quicker than your background, and you start creating this parallax effect. It's a very simple shot, however it looks really cool. Okay, the fourth shot I want to show you is something I really like to do, and this makes the visuals feel really big, really grand. And what this one is it's a raise in elevation while moving sideways and turning. So you create this, that's almost like a reveal of the landscape that you're looking at. The next one is basically the reverse of that. So instead of going up, you're gonna move down. So you're gonna go down to the side and pan, and added on to that, we're gonna move forward or backward. So what you're doing is basically starting wide, showing the entire landscape, and then you're coming down into an object or a detail of that landscape. And when you do this, you really create emphasis on whatever it is that you're coming down to. So it could be a person, it could be an object, it could be anything, but it just drives more focus and it makes more interest in that object. Number 6 is an awesome shot because what you do is you start really small, tight on an object, a place, a person, anything, and then from there you pull back and raise up. So it's two directions of motions, backwards and upwards. And what that does is it's gonna reveal the landscape around the object. This is a great shot to use when you want to reveal where you're at, where you want to put context around where this object sits in some massive landscape. Number 7's a little bit trickier to pull off because now we're adding in some movements with the camera up and down. Up until now, all these shots are done with the camera stationary. Some of my favorite shots are doing these types of motions, but then adding in a camera movement. And it's subtle, but it works really well. So number 7, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna have 2 planes of motion on this one. We're gonna be moving sideways and we're gonna be moving backwards. And then on top of that, you're gonna bring the camera up. So what you're doing is you're starting in on an object and you're pulling back and revealing using 3 different planes of motion. It's a really cool shot. So number 8 is again a camera movement. We're gonna be pushing in on a subject and at the same time you're gonna be tilting the camera down. So for example, like a hiker, you're moving in on that hiker and you're bringing the camera up and over. So you're going from a view of the landscape to overhead, showing directly down a bird's eye view. Number 9 is one of my favorite shots. So this one takes an object in motion. And what you're gonna be doing is you're gonna start tight on that object, and as they take off, you're gonna follow them and raise up. So basically you're revealing this object in the landscape and moving with it, and it creates a cool shot with a lot of motion. The reverse of this also works very well, so starting wide and then following the object and catching up to it and getting it close in frame. The last one I'm gonna do in this video is a pretty simple move, but it's very effective, and what that is just the reveal. So everything we've been talking about reveals in different ways. This is literally a reveal. So you're behind an object and you fly up to reveal the landscape on the other side. You can add some motions forward, backward, left, right, any of the types of movements that we've already done to make this even more impactful. But the key here is fill the frame, don't have anything in the frame, and then shoot up and do it in a motion where you're revealing the landscape behind the object. I love using this one all the time. All right, guys, thanks for watching. I hope this helps. I hope this gives you some ideas of what to do the next time you're out and you're flying. As always, make sure you subscribe. Guys, if you want to see more of these videos, I'd love to hear about it. So put some feedback in the comments below, and we'll see you on the next one.